Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host sellssi. So today we're going to talk about some new rules that are coming to football that is being tested by FIFA, and we're going to look at them. They're quite interesting, and I would like to know your opinions on them. We're going to talk about them and how it would impact football, whether you agree with them or not. Some are quite weird to change the whole face of football, but a change is the only constant thing in our lives, and with the evolving climate in all sporting activities, changes are bound to happen. Consider the fact that we did not have a video assistant referee, how vehemently it was opposed to. I was one of the people who were against it to take the excitement out of football. But looking at how they were implemented in the Euros, I think I'm singing a different tune after 4 years since its inception in the Confederation Cup tournament played before the World Cup in 2018, when we had VAR for the first time. I think in 2020, the recently ended 2021 Euros, I think it was a great thing to see. It has improved a lot, and that is how changes going to happen, and that is how I think that we're going to get the change that will impact the game very well. But these new rules are quite a bit peculiar. We'll have a look at them today. Subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. So football is evolving, as I already said, and there are bound to be some changes, and changes are the only constant thing in our lives. Today we're going to look at the new rules that FIFA are looking and experimenting with. And now FIFA have proposed changes which will include shorter matches. Now the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, are considering making radical changes to the rules of football in the near future, and are testing out 5 major alterations to the way the game is played in a youth tournament called the Future of Football Cup. Now 4 under-19 teams, PSV Eindhoven, AZ Alkmaar, RB Leipzig, and Club Brugge, are contesting in the revolutionary tournament, and FIFA are willing to evaluate the response and reaction to the changes made to decide whether to implement them at all levels. Mundo Deportivo has revealed that these changes being tested could completely change the sport upside down. FIFA President Gianni Infantino is looking to shorten matches, stop the clock when the ball goes out of play, allow unlimited substitutions, create sin bins for yellow cards, and throw-ins with the feet. Here are potential rule changes, more details. We'll look at them. Now, the first rule change has to do with shorter matches. The first change proposed is the duration of football matches. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez has already expressed his unfounded concern that the younger generation is losing interest in football matches, and he believes games should be shorter. Now FIFA appear to agree, having trialed 2 30-minute half games, resulting in 1 hour match instead of the traditional hour and a half. That's one of the changes, a shorter time football for 30 minutes each half. Stop the clock. Now FIFA are also considering doing away with injury time and instead replacing it with a stop clock system. This means that the clock would be stopped every time the ball went out of play, instead of adding on minutes at the end of the match. This would be used in order to try and combat time wasting and to create an exact 30-minute half of football. Time wasting is how Denmark won the 1992 Euros. They wasted time, back passes and all that, such a time wasting issue. Unlimited substitutes, and I am one who does not like this unlimited substitute rule. First of all, it will put some teams at a disadvantage. Teams with bigger squads would be disadvantaged here, and it says that another change are contemplating is the use of substitutions. Due to the impact of the COVID-19, we even increased our substitutions to 5. But now, a fixture list and subsequent player fatigue, teams are now allowed 5 substitutions. with a potential set change should the match go into extra time as we saw in the Euros. FIFA are planning to do away with a cap on substitutions, allowing coaches to make an unlimited number of substitutions throughout 60 minutes of football. Sin bins, another rule that have been brought. FIFA are also considering sin bin system used in other sports such as rugby. If these changes come into place, players would receive a 5-minute temporary expulsion from the pitch when handed a yellow card. The player would be forced to watch from the sides of the game for the 5 minutes before returning to action when the penalty ends. Wow, this will be quite interesting. So let's say you have 5 of your players with yellow cards. It means you have 5 players out for 5 to 10 minutes without playing, and you'll be at a disadvantage. What if in that period the team overcomes you? I don't think this is something that will work in football. Even if it does work in rugby, I don't think it will work in football. The sin bin one is something I'm going to be about. Throw-ins. One change that Arsene Wenger has been keen on for a while is the removal of throw-ins from our sport. Now he is part of FIFA. That idea is being tested. The players in the youth competition are now taking dead balls from the touchline with their feet rather than the standard throw-in with their hands. Bad news for Liverpool's famed throw-in coach Thomas Grunmark. Liverpool bought a throw-in coach just because of throw-ins. Wow. If brought into the game, these changes will completely revolutionize the sport at every level. And those are the 5 changes: throw-ins with the feet, sin bins, unlimited substitutions, and also 30 minutes of football, and injury time being eliminated, stop the clock. These are all interesting theories. On paper they sound quite weird, but they are being tested out, and should they be worked out well, should they come out to be a positive, to the results be positive, I'm sure FIFA will consider putting it in normal games, in normal tournaments, scenarios, and we might be looking at the future of football. Those that I'm against are 30 minutes of football. Well, it's true, sometimes football can get boring. For 45 minutes each half, it can be a bit boring. Shorter games would help. It will help increase the intensity. It will help increase how much excitement is in the game. No doubt about the change that will have on the game. But the sin bin, for example, is something I'm against. Throwing with the legs is also another questionable thing. I'm thinking about how it will impact the game. But these are the 5 rules that FIFA are looking to implement in the near future. What do you think about it? Are they right? Are they wrong? What are your opinions on them? Let me know what you think in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Enjoy the week.